Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Let's do a little review of what we did in the live trading room today. Talk about rollover and then what we see going into tomorrow. Not necessarily long term, but what I see going into tomorrow. Here you see a crude chart. This is just a small trading time frame, a 233 tick chart. Let's talk about what we did today. We started off early in the euro. I'll show you that trade we took early on this morning. Turned out to be a great trade in the euro. Took a trade in the Russell and then 5 trades here on crude in the last hour of the morning session. So from about 10 o'clock, here let me just pull up the little drawing tool. From about 10 o'clock here on till just after 11 here, I took 5 trades. Now, as crazy as that seems, guys, we have a very kind of a sound plan when it comes to this type of market. As you can see here, not a lot of movement in the market, but we had an idea going into the market. Our plan today was, as we opened up, anything above this previous day's highs, I was going to look to push higher. It came up into some resistance here and started to roll over. Now, I do have a particular strategy that we like to use in these sideways markets. If you're interested, go ahead and get a hold of me and we'll go over it. But we took several opportunities here. First one came right back here for a really nice profit. After we hit the resistance up here, market started to roll over. We started to lose some momentum. We saw this thing starting to fade. And our first reaction is retest of that previous day's low. It's like a magnet. Previous day's high, previous day's low tend to be magnets for some of these markets. So as this thing was pulling back, we took a really nice trading opportunity. We took a nice short here, got really nice drop here, and as it pulled back, we tried to do it again. Market kind of fizzled out before heading higher here. Now as it was chopping around here, it rolled over. What'd I do? I took another opportunity to the short side. Now we're able to profit on these shorts here. But our full target was down here at these previous days' lows. Since the momentum kind of ran out here and the market started to pop back up, we were getting like a lot of like +6, +8, +5, stuff like that because of our trail techniques. So at this point, we were trying to decide, is this thing wanting to test that previous day's low, or is our initial plan, meaning getting above that previous day's lows and pushing higher, going to come into play? Now, the reason we would have something like this in play is the market has been in a very nice downtrend here on the crude. We're getting a little bit too extended here on the daily chart. So anything above that previous day's lows, we're looking for a retracement. That's typically what you get. If the market's in an uptrend, you watch the previous day's highs. Anything above that, you go with it. Anything below that, you look for somewhat of a pullback. Now, that's very vague, but that's the concept that we were getting. So when we thought things were going to get a little bit quiet here, that's whenever we got engaged here on the crude market. So end up taking 5 trades here just on the crude market into the close. A lot of little bitty winners were able to scratch out some profits here by the end of the day, but we weren't getting any of them big runs. And sure enough, when I go to lunch, that's when it finally dropped. So I wasn't able to get the whole drop, but the whole gist of it was, in a downtrend, look for longs above the previous day's highs. As it started to hit resistance and roll over, we thought, well, maybe we'll retest that previous day's lows before getting a bounce. Sure enough, here we retested it. I'm not trading short here. I'm a little bit quiet going into the afternoon. The market's kind of slowed up a little bit, and just kind of sitting back for the rest of the day and waiting going into tomorrow. Now, let's go ahead and click out of this, and let's take a quick look at the longer time frame here. This is a 15-minute chart. Let's go to the daily. Here's a daily view of the crude. Here's what I was talking about, us pushing lower and watching them previous day's lows. If we could have bounced above the previous day's lows, we're looking to revert back up to the mean. We use a 21 EMA here on a daily chart to get some type of retracement here. Anything below, I'm only looking short, simply because that's the direction of the momentum. Okay, so the same analysis going into tomorrow. Anything above today's low, we'll look to trade long, or at least try to get an attempt long. Anything below, I'm going to look to go with it. The euro trade from earlier, I had it marked up. Here I do have it marked up here. So on this particular euro trade, you see it was a pre-market position. We had it drop down. We had some really good selling early on. We had a nice drop here in the market, pulled back. We took a nice short. Now, this was pre-market. We don't do a lot of trading pre-market. If we do trade pre-market, it's just crude, maybe some gold, and the euro market. I don't like to trade the indexes pre-market, but in this situation, we did get a nice drop here below, as you see here, drop below, and we had a nice short here for some really nice profits here on the euro. Euro, I'm not a big fan moving forward. You see over here on the daily chart, we're in this kind of chop. This happened to be just an intraday setup that was interesting me, so that's the reason that position. That's the reason we're not going to talk too much about the euro moving forward. I'll probably be sitting on hands until we can either break through some lows or start to push higher above today's highs, get above this 21 EMA with some momentum. That would interest me. Over here on the indexes, nice pullback here, guys. Nice pullback on the indexes. Kind of a goofy day, you know. We had a big down push and all of a sudden a big pop, and now we're having this little rollover today. I truly thought we were going to get a pop today and just kind of chop out. I didn't really see this thing selling off like it is. Maybe we got another hour and a half left in the market. Maybe it'll start popping back up. The reason I thought we were going to close near the highs was simply because of the market internals. They were extremely bearish all morning, or bullish all morning, and they never really pulled back until now. So I am still looking to see if we can get a little roll higher, a close into the highs. That would be interesting for me moving forward, and I will watch these previous day's highs. Continuing, we're in an uptrend on the stock index futures. Anything above the previous day's highs, I'm going to go with. Anything below the previous day's highs, I'm going to look to fade it, just as we see here. So I'm going to look to short anything below the previous day's highs, only if it meets my rules. So make sure you use your patterns, use your intraday time frames, whether it be a 5 minute, 15 minute, 233 tick. Any opportunity to pull back this market, I will be aggressive with tomorrow. Now, let's talk about rollover, guys. The reason I traded the December today is simply because the volume was heavier. If you're ever curious about which contract to trade during rollover, which came today, guys, a lot of times your broker will move you forward to the next one so you're prepared for the next contract. But today we definitely had more volume in the December, so we ended up going backwards and trading the December contract rather than the March. So going into tomorrow, we're going to be rolling forward. So watch your volume. Make sure you're trading the right contract. And if you have any questions, you can get a hold of me, Adam at directiontrader.com. If not, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good afternoon.